brace yourself for chilling footage that goes against everything you know. Ghostly whispers, creepy intruders, and eerie figures appear where no one should be. From haunted halls to unsettling faces frozen on screen, these clips will grip your soul. Dare to watch the last thing caught on camera will haunt you, but beware. These clips might stay with you forever. Hit subscribe for more bone-chilling mysteries.
Come on, if you hit, what's that?
What's that? There.
The next video will leave you haunted for the rest of your life. Have a look at how the poor mother was dragged away from her baby. A mother is standing near her baby's cradle when suddenly she is dragged down by an invisible supernatural presence. She is aggressively dragged out of the room and down the stairs. You can see her struggling and fighting to free herself from the demonic force dragging her away from her child. And at one point she manages to set herself free for a while. But the ghost is not stopping there. As she rushes back to get her baby, she is dragged down again, even more forcefully this time, and finally taken out of the house. What do you think could be doing this to her? If you have toys in your house, you will most likely throw them away after watching the next video. The video, captured by a CCTV camera, shows a little boy fast asleep in his bed while a bunch of his stuffed toys are placed nearby. One of the toys suddenly moves its head, looking directly into the camera, glowy white eyes, as if possessed by some demonic power. The camera glitches, and suddenly, the little toy is standing on the bedside table, intensely staring at the sleeping boy, and then at the camera. The video glitches again, and everything in the room is then seen sprawled on the floor. As the glitch occurs again, the horrific stuffed toy attacks the camera. Now go and throw all those spooky toys out. Now look at this. Oh no, I can't even call this a girl. The footage shows a terrifying figure sitting calmly on a bed at first. Pale face, demonic eyes, that twisted grin frozen in place. But then, she moves, crawling upward, clinging to the wall like a spider from hell. Her limbs bend the wrong way, her head turns slowly toward the camera. Pure nightmare fuel. Witch, demon, or something far worse that shouldn't exist? This eerie footage comes from a Facebook community tied to Slapped Ham, and it's the kind of clip that leaves you staring at the screen long after it ends. A home CCTV camera shows a man sleeping peacefully in his room. Everything looks calm, until it doesn't. A shadowy figure hovering over the sleeping man. Seconds later, boxes stacked neatly on his side table are hurled to the bed and floor by some unseen force. Then, things escalate. The blanket begins to shift, as though something is crawling beneath it. In the air above, a smoky mist drifts, thinning slowly as if fading away. The man stirs, seemingly unaware of what's happened, and calmly gets out of bed. But rewind the footage and look again. That smoke, did it simply vanish or did it go inside him? As always, I'll leave the final judgment to you. Real haunting or something much worse? Brightness up again. This one's a roller coaster. The light flicks on, and at the top of the stairs, you can just see two eerie shapes. Then an orb drifts past, like the house is warming up for something worse. And yeah, it gets worse. The door creaks, and then a baby, yes, a baby, runs across the landing. Now, unless this house secretly doubles as a daycare, that's not supposed to happen. The woman immediately screams in pure horror, and the whole group does the only logical thing: panic and sprint for their lives.
Oh my
I'm videoing it, Lee. The light's only just gone across the top of the landing, and that's moving.
Can you ever see it?
But here's the part that almost breaks the fear. This ghost baby is kind of a noob. Instead of pulling off a smooth haunting, it literally gets stuck near the washing machine. That's right, the paranormal infant couldn't even exit stage left properly. And you know what I mean. Creepy? Yes. Terrifying? Absolutely. But also, kinda embarrassing for a ghost. Ever seen a door get angry? In this eerie clip, the room door suddenly slams shut on its own. No wind, no prank, just pure nightmare fuel. Then, out of nowhere, something dark and fast darts right into the room, like it couldn't wait to get inside. The speed, the sound, the timing. Everything screams, nope. Imagine standing there, frozen, wondering what just rushed past you. Would you dare open that door again, or run for your life?
Midnight recordings aren't always a good idea. A man decided to film around his house late at night, just checking things out until the camera pans toward the door. For a split second, a stuffed toy figure pops its head out like it's playing peekaboo, then snaps back. The clip cuts off right there. No movement, no sound, just silence. Viewers think the guy might have dropped the camera out of sheer terror. So what was it? A prank, a haunted toy, or a midnight visitor gone wrong?
So, picture this. A girl's casually recording her favorite doll, thinking it's all cute and harmless. Until it isn't. Out of nowhere, the doll's head slowly twists toward her, like it just remembered it's possessed and needs attention. The girl freezes, eyes wide, brain buffering, probably questioning every life choice that led to this moment.
Bueno, aquí les presentamos a la muñeca de Bessie que se la regalaron a sus 15 años. Ay, no manches, mira.
No strings, no edits, just one haunted doll proving it's got a mind of its own. Would you keep it as a collectible, or launch it straight into space? 3 girls are chilling, playing cards, laughing, until one of them starts acting off. She's scratching her neck, looking uneasy, and before anyone realizes what's happening, she's yanked backward by some unseen force. The other 2 girls try to pull her back, but it's useless. They scream and bolt into another room, slamming the door shut. But then, soft knocks. The possessed girl crawls in on all fours like some nightmare creature, tapping the door like, "Miss me?"
This one started as something innocent, just a strange reflection outside the window. The uploader thought it was an owl, perched quietly in the dark, watching. Its round, glowing eyes, very still, until he checked the doorbell camera. What he saw wasn't an owl at all. The figure had a human shape, standing unnaturally still, wearing what looked like an owl mask. No movement, no sound, just staring, and in a split second, the figure vanished. Thinking it was gone, he went to check, but when he checked the footage, the next camera on the top floor window lit up. The owl-eyed mask was there again, watching from above. According to the homeowner, this had been going on for a week now. The figure would come and stare for hours, doing nothing. The stalker would just study him and observe the surroundings. No sign of how it got there, no footsteps, no door opened. Just a silent presence moving from window to window, as if it knew exactly where to look next. Whether it was a person, a prank, or something else entirely, no one knows. But the way those unblinking eyes followed every movement makes me feel one thing. Even if you close the curtains, he would still find his way in.
It's 5 a.m., and Victoria wakes to the sound of her cat hissing. Not at her, but at something outside the bedroom window. When she grabs her phone and starts recording, the cat suddenly goes silent, but its eyes stay locked on whatever's out there. According to Victoria, a strange man had been standing outside, staring straight into her window. And judging by the short clip she posted, he really might have been. At around 4 seconds in, the figure can be seen looking upward, as if trying to get someone's attention in the apartment above. There's even a faint whistle, and what sounds like him calling out before stepping out of view. Maybe he saw the phone. Maybe he finally found whoever he was looking for. But one thing's clear. No one wants a stranger peering into their home before sunrise. Here's hoping Victoria makes it safely through her lease, and maybe invests in some thicker curtains.
Ever seen a ghost trying to cosplay as a human? CCTV footage shows what looks like a regular person strolling by, until you notice something off. No clear body, no solid form. Just a smoky, misty outline drifting across the frame like it forgot to finish loading. The figure moves smoothly, almost confidently, before fading away completely. Was it a spirit trying to blend in? Or just the fog showing off its acting skills again?
Ever spotted something in a photo that shouldn't be there? A group of friends was just vibing at a club, taking selfies, and enjoying the night. Until one picture revealed a mysterious hand reaching out from behind them. No one was there. No one remembers anyone standing that close. Now, people online are freaking out, saying it looks too real to be a trick. Was it just a weird lighting effect? Or did something dark want to join the party?
Okay, imagine hearing weird noises from your closet. You open it, expecting maybe a mouse. And instead, your doll is chilling on the top shelf, swinging its legs like it's waiting for rent day. The woman who filmed this swears she was home alone. No pranksters, no wind, no reason for a doll to be vibing that hard. She ran out faster than Wi-Fi at midnight, and honestly, same. Some call it a ghost, others a hoax. But that doll looked way too alive. What do you think? This one's straight out of a horror movie, except it's real footage. A security guard, doing his usual night shift rounds, is seen on CCTV calmly talking to a child. All normal, until you realize there was no child there. That's right. The guard was apparently talking to a ghost, and he had no idea. He even gave instructions like he was helping a lost kid. But it gets creepier. Reports say when he later watched the footage, he went into a state of shock, mumbling to himself, in a language no one could understand. Since the video went viral, the internet's been in full conspiracy mode. Was it a glitch in reality? A spirit asking for help? Or something much darker? Either way, one thing's certain. That guard had a conversation with someone, and it wasn't human. In this eerie clip, a man records himself on the rooftop, his hands visibly shaking. Clothes are hanging quietly on the wire. Nothing unusual, until something changes. Out of nowhere, a face-like figure peeks from between the hanging clothes, watching him. The moment is so sudden it sends a jolt straight down his spine, and he stumbles back in shock. When he quickly pans the camera to both sides, there's no one there. No footsteps, no shadows, nothing. Just the still night air and that unsettling feeling that something was hiding in plain sight. A rooftop encounter he'll never forget. Who's throwing an epic supernatural meltdown in a pitch-black school at midnight? Nighttime CCTV footage from a deserted hallway captures absolute paranormal madness. A door at the far end swings wide open and slams shut, like it's in a screaming match with its own hinges. Then, a cabinet of lockers starts shaking like it's ready to throw hands, with several bursting open, hurling books, pencils, and crumpled papers like a classroom explosion. As if that's not unhinged enough, a caution sign gets yeeted across the hall, as though something's totally fed up with safety rules. The vibes here are beyond haunted. Think Ghost Principal on a rampage. Is this a poltergeist serving eternal detention? A spectral prankster with a chip on its shoulder? Or just a school with a seriously wild after-hours attitude? Two girls are laughing and playing in the lounge when suddenly, one of them clutches her body in pain. Her friend rushes closer to check, but what happens next is straight out of a nightmare. From behind the couch, the girl begins to rise unnaturally, her feet leaving the floor as if pulled upward by something invisible. The other girls don't wait around. They dart off in sheer terror. Possession? Or paranormal liftoff? What happens when a quiet office turns into a paranormal circus at night? On November 1st, 2012, guards at Castlefield House in Manchester froze as CCTV revealed a nightmare. Chairs spun on their own. Screens glitched in unison, and door handles rattled furiously. Suddenly, one creaked open, lockers shook, and drawers burst open, flinging papers everywhere. Was it a spirit on a rampage, a poltergeist with office grudges, or just the building screaming, "No more paperwork"? What would you do if your home camera caught this? Late at night, a security cam records something racing across the lounge. A jet-black, girlish figure darting over the sofa like a shadow with legs. It moves fast, too fast, leaping from cushion to cushion as if it's playing some twisted game. No sound, no explanation, just that eerie, flickering shape moving in the dark. The footage ends with the shadow vanishing behind the couch. Intruder? Spirit? Or something far darker hiding at home? Late-night CCTV in a clothing store captured something spine-chilling. Out of nowhere, a shadowy black figure darts across the aisles, running fast, almost gliding. Yet the shop was completely empty. No workers, no customers, nobody inside. Just a blur of darkness moving like it had a purpose. Maybe the ghost wasn't haunting at all. Maybe he just needed some clothes for his wife. So what do you think? Spirit on a spree, or shopper from the other side? A man is deep in prayer when suddenly the blanket on the bed in front of him rises up and gets thrown violently to the floor by some unseen force. But here's the crazy part. He doesn't even flinch. No scream, no reaction, nothing. He just keeps praying like nothing ever happened. So what do you think? Incredible faith? Or the chillest man alive ignoring a ghostly tantrum?
This disturbing clip surfaced on social media, leaving viewers completely baffled. A family sits calmly at the dinner table when, out of nowhere, a woman walks upside down straight toward them, hands on the ceiling, body twisted unnaturally. The strangest part? The family doesn't react at all, continuing their meal as if nothing's wrong. Some believe the footage came from the dark web, while others think the family was under some sinister influence. Whatever the truth, the video feels wrong on every level.
Two girls were out at night, vlogging and dancing on the empty road, laughing without a care in the world. Everything looked like just another fun clip, until the camera pans across. That's when it captures something eerie, a dark figure that appears for a moment before vanishing into smoke. They try to ignore it, but seconds later, the same shadowy figure reappears right in front of them. Suddenly, it lunges, attacking as the video cuts off abruptly. Was this just bad timing, or a nightmare caught on camera?
What began as a quiet, peaceful night for an Indonesian man quickly turned into something deeply disturbing. Without warning, a long, eerie hand reached out from beneath his bed and tapped his leg, jolting him awake in terror. Confused and shaken, he checked his CCTV footage the next morning, only to realize it wasn't a dream. What the camera captured was all too real. Since that night, one thing's certain: peaceful sleep won't come easy again.
Watching this happen late at night in a quiet hotel, something mighty strange happened. On the security camera, a spooky white ghost appeared outside the rooms, doing a creepy hop in the dark. It felt like a real-life ghost caught on video. The whole scene got even eerie because it was in the middle of the night. The camera captured every move of the ghostly figure, draped in ghost white, floating around outside different rooms. The video, in its simple black and white as the ghost kept floating in the same spot, the video felt like a scary ride you could not get off. The formerly peaceful hotel now held a secret that appealed to be figured out. This ghostly sighting in the dark turned a common hotel into the scene of a chilling ghost story, daring you to step into the darkness and confront the mystery.
The night was calm, silent, until headlights revealed something no driver ever wants to see. Standing in the middle of the road was a figure, draped entirely in white cloth. No face, no features, just two glowing eyes piercing through the darkness. It looked like something pulled straight from a horror film, the kind of goat-eyed figure that waits for you to make the wrong move. And standing there, motionless, it almost felt like it was waiting for him. The man didn't hesitate. No brakes, no questions. He floored it and sped away. Honestly, probably the smartest move he'll ever make. Late at night, a security guard patrolling near a church heard strange noises echoing inside. He stepped in to investigate, but the place seemed completely empty. It wasn't until he reviewed the CCTV footage later that he saw it. A childlike figure moving swiftly behind him, always lingering just out of sight. Every hallway and shadow seemed to conceal it perfectly. Then, without warning, the figure darted away, vanishing into the darkness. The silent pews and empty corridors made the footage even more chilling. Watching it again, one thought stayed with him. He might not have been alone that night.
Do you take this ghost bride to be your lawfully wedded wife? Yeah, probably not. Published by Tiago Ferreracao in April 2022, this ghost hunter claims to have encountered the spirit of a bride who was forcibly married inside a haunted church. And it's every bit as terrifying as it sounds. As they first enter, an unseen force slams the door behind them.
Que sinistro. Olha ali.
And hurls a heavy wooden bench across the floor. From there, things only escalate. While communicating through a spirit box, a pale figure glides past the doorway in the background, unnoticed by the investigators.
Que aparece aqui nessa igreja. Thaís do céu! Meu Deus do céu! Você viu? Parecia uma noiva!
Later, as they prepare to leave, the same figure appears again, this time standing silently at the altar. When Tiago approaches, the church doors slam shut right in his face, as if she's sealing her vows for eternity.
Meu Deus do céu! Ai!
So, after watching this, would you say I do? Or would you run before the ceremony starts?